Several things happening around the Umkhonto weSizwe Party at the moment. They released their manifesto over the weekend. As I said yesterday, it wasn't done in any rah-rah kind of way, no rally. It was simply released via their website. News24 is reporting today, and people associated with MKP are denying that Jacob Zuma is going through a period of poor health. And the Constitutional Court earlier today gave the MK Party until tomorrow to file answering papers if it wants to oppose the Electoral Commission, the IEC's appeal against an Electoral Court decision relating to Jacob Zuma's participation in the elections. The Electoral Court saying he can be on the ballot paper, that he is not disqualified in terms of a section of the Constitution that it would appear from the outset to disqualify him. We still don't have the reasons for that decision by the Electoral Court. To discuss these issues, I'm joined now by political analyst Sandile Swana. Sandile, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. Thank you.
Okay, not a great line. Let's hope it cleans up. The thing that struck me most reading the manifesto was how anti-constitution it is. Basically, they don't want a constitution. They want to go back to parliamentary primacy, and they also want a much greater role for non-elected traditional leaders. What struck you from your perspective most?
Yes, I think this manifesto, number one, as you correctly out, it's different, totally different from whatever the DA and the ANC are saying. And it takes us back to the constitutional negotiations by proposing a redesign of the legal order, if you like, of South Africa and the formation of the state of South Africa. So this is not a minor suggestion. This is major stuff. This is an overhaul of how our systems of governance are set up. Number two, the proposals from this manifesto basically say that the 1994 settlement was a sellout, and that whole thing needs to be revisited. So this is a very unique and powerful presentation by MK. Very, very, very unique.
You say, well, unique, yes, in terms of politics, because even the EFF and the other smaller radical parties that are on the party list don't propose overhauling the primacy of South Africa's constitution. But you also use the word powerful. In what sense to you is it powerful?
You see, something that is powerful can give you the feeling that the ground is shifting from underneath your feet. There is an order, a system of governance in South Africa. This is, I'm not aware of anybody proposing something like this. Basically, I think they are proposing a House of Lords where the kings and queens will have their own house, and the ordinary citizens will have their own house. So the laws will go through two houses. As you said earlier on, one elected, another one not elected. And also the shift, if we follow their advice, we'll get rid of Roman Dutch law. We will give primacy to indigenous law. Probably our customs and usages and what gets done and rituals will shift to African traditional religion, African culture and values and language. So this is a seismic shift in how the order has been seen. We've not seen something like this in South Africa.
It has zero chance of coming to power, though, in the extremely unlikely event that Umkhonto weSizwe Party gets a majority. It's not going to, but let's, for the sake of argument, say that it did. It wouldn't be able to muster the votes in Parliament to get the percentage that it would need to scrap the Constitution. But it's an idea, and it's an idea which, well, let me rephrase it. Is it an idea that you think is going to give MK more votes than it would have if they'd proposed doing things within the framework of our current constitutional setup?
Yes, I think this. First of all, let me maybe say something. I'm one of those who believe that nobody is going to get an outright majority.
Yes.
So whether you are the DA, the ANC, the EFF, which are the three biggest, or the IFP or Freedom Front Plus, or whatever you say are the biggest parties, none of them is going to get a majority. So any manifesto we're looking at, it comes from a group of people who are making their own suggestions to the electorate and to other political parties and members of parliament who will have to negotiate as the coalitions are formed, etc., etc. So that's the status that I give this particular document. Number two, so they are making their suggestions. They are not themselves going to get 2/3 majority, but what you need to be very careful about, we have to be very careful in this way of populism. When Trump challenged Hillary Clinton, I didn't even bother to watch TV. I said he's going to be beaten up. He'll lose the contest, and he didn't. So when people are in a desperate situation, the South African nation is in a desperate situation. So a presentation such as this one, whether you think this is snake oil or whatever you think, but it is being presented to a nation that is absolutely desperate because of the mediocrity and total failure of Cyril Ramaphosa and Zuma before him and Kgalema Motlanthe before him. The past 15 years of total failure. So I am saying that ideas like this will attract people to MK. They definitely will.
Okay.
We must not underestimate that.
Thank you very much indeed for those views, political analyst Sandile Swana.